So a lot of people asked me to make more videos on YouTube about navving, so I'm just gonna make another one here. It's a cadesim between me and Oceancool, and I will just be giving some commentary with the moves we make. Oceancool decides to take a different starting position than I would have expected. He could have made my life a whole lot more difficult if he started like here, the triple forward and forward forward left or something with some bump in there. There's a lot of options for him then. He could also try to get this spot with the wind here to bump me off this position that is good for me. So if he started more on the left side, he would have some options to make my life a bit more difficult. He starts on the other side though. Initially I thought this was a really bad start for him, but he ends up having as much points as I do. So yeah, you should always think about your starting position and how to get to the cluster. There's like 3 maps I think, where I know a better way to get to the points than most of the navvers I play against do. So for every map you should always think about your initial moves, because there's some points to win there. Even like if it doesn't sound like much points, if you get 3 points, it can make a whole lot of a difference, because you just have that pressure and you force the opponent to make that 3 points up, and that way you can get in some shots, or he will have to take risks or something. Just gives you a whole lot of options if you can start by being up 3 points. I'm on cluster faster now, but still down 2 points. Oceancool can do a right left right here, so I have to move. I can go for a right forward right or forward right right. All 3 of these moves cover 6 points for me. I'm just gonna put it a bit faster. So there we go. I end up choosing for a forward right. That's it. Oceancool will have to do something like left left, then I don't know what he ends with. Might be a forward, might be a left, there might be a pause in there. But I'm fairly sure he will do something with a left left here, just to get on points. He ends up going for a forward left right actually. Didn't remember that right. But yeah. It's a good move for him. It's fairly safe, still covers 4 points. So good play from him. So right here, I'm gonna go back just a little bit. I go for a triple forward. The reason I do this is he might just do a right instead. So forward gives me +2 shots. But then if he does a left, I will do a forward, give him a bump, and then get out again on this spot, still covering 6 points. So that's why I put in the third forward. If he does a right, he's not doing right triple pause, he's doing right pause right or right forward even, so there's no point in doing just forward and then sitting. He ends up just moving away though, so we lose some points, but we are equal after all. Here again he might try doing the same with the right forward, and I think at this point it actually works out. What I should have done was just pause right, I think. Those 2 points aren't worth getting 4 shots. But yeah. At this stage in the game it doesn't matter that much though. He's up 4 shots now, but this turn I will already be healing, and he won't profit from healing because he's still at 0 damage. So the initial shots, you can often get rid of that differential. It would be even better if I didn't trade, if I can evade getting shot for like 3 or 4 turns, then I would be at 0 damage, he would be at 0 damage, and we would still be equal. Then I gain 2 points. Yeah. Not a great start, but it's not really bad either. Here I do a pause on third, just to counter him doing right forward forward. If he did that, he would have bumped me, so that's why I waited 1 turn longer. Here I do the right on the 4th turn, because he might do something like forward, pause, pause forward, pause left, something like that. I get in a good spot here though. We probably could turn in circles here for a while. If he just does pause right right, I do forward right forward. He can counter it by doing if he does like left right right, he might counter that. So just for that reason I don't go on the first. I put a pause on first, so forward right forward. If he does left right right, he only get 4 shots instead of 6. Oh no, never mind. Doesn't matter in here. But yeah, he can counter me with left, right, right if he would want to do that. I get on this spot though. Yeah. Here I end up making a move, because he might do right forward forward. Eventually he sits though. He gets up 1 point, but I think this spot is good for me. Whenever you're just 1 field behind the opponent, you have a lot of options, and if you just don't want to think, you can still just sit. And in Cadesim, there's nothing he can do, because there's no turn in place here. So yeah, I should have sit with for the extra 2 shots. But yeah, I only wasted 1 move. I got time to get some more moves, have some more options for further on in the game. Because before last turn I was getting pretty low on moves. Here again, this is a good situation for me. With the rocks again, he might try doing some trapping with left right or left right right. He can counter 2 of the possible moves I would make. Not much people would do that though, because if it doesn't work, you lose some points and you take a bump for no reason, and you're not in a super great spot. So when you go for the bump into the rocks in this map, you have to be very certain that you're making the right choice. Here I expecting to forward right forward, something like that. I will go back just for 1 turn again. So here I expected him to do forward right forward. I could have done right forward forward as well. The reason I didn't do that though was because he would possibly do forward forward and block me out. The left left forward I do also covers 1 more point, but there's another disadvantage, that I'm in a bad position. After that, after next turn, I will have to do a left and then another left, so that's 2 moves he knows from me after that. So that's why normally I would prefer to do right forward forward, even though that's 1 less point. Now though, even though he knows I'm doing left left, there's not much ways to counter it for him. Well, he can turn into this rock, but it's a risky one. He would have to take a bump then again, and it can turn out bad for him, so he chooses to go for the safe way. If he was on this square instead of this one, then it would be easier for him, because he could just do a right, or just do right left. If then I do left left, I turn into his right left. If I want to avoid that and do left left right, then he can counter me by just doing the right if he was in this square. So then he has a lot of options. With the right he also covers 6 points. But yeah, unfortunately for him, he's not in this square, but the other one. So yeah, either has to turn into the rocks or go for a safe move, which he did. I wait for the left to go on the last turn. If he would have gone in my back, like here, then he would have taken 2 shots on me, but I would have a better position and he would have to take a bump next turn. So that wouldn't be too bad for me. Same if he wanted to like forward, left, right, and he would be in a bad position as well. Here it's almost the same spot. I just think he would do a forward right here after last move and not the extra forward. So that's why now I have to change up. I have to take the right forward forward instead of the left forward I did earlier in this game. He's up some points though, but that's not too bad I think. With the shot lead I'm having at the moment, this is a good way to play the Cadesim. So here I just play somewhat defensive and try to hit the other hot spot. Oceancool is sitting though. It doesn't work because he gets 2 shots, only 1 point. In some situations this might be good, but I would advise against taking such moves where you can get like down 6 shots, because that's a lot of risk. In the best situation for him, he just wins on points, but he can't take extra shots on me unless I just forget to put my shots in. If I did like forward, right, forward, right, whatever I do, in best case he only trades and can win 1 point. That's all he can do. So it's the reward is too low for the risk he takes. Here I just think he might do right, forward or something. And I get a sink. I'm still down 2 points though. In the turn I sink him already. So that's something I have to take into account. I'm 70% damage. I think I was up 9 shots. Well, it was actually only 8, but the first 4 shots he gave me, one of those I healed while he didn't have the advantage of healing. So I would consider I was up 9 shots. I'm gonna just go a bit faster to right here. Yeah, Oceancool now takes the other way around, which is better. Initially the other one gives just as much points, but this one gets him faster to cluster, which is good, because then I have less time to heal. I just did the right previous turn already to avoid getting trades. So here my point is to actually be evasive. I'm up 31 points. If I can slowly get up like 2 shots here and there, but not be too aggressive, I might go for a double sink, because I actually had low damage when he returned. So here I just do a right. If he sits whole turn, that's very risky for him, because I might do right left, a whole lot of risk. So I think he will do just a right at some point, and I will take 2 free shots. I will be covering a lot of points as well. Unfortunately though, in Cadesim there's a bug with his bump, which you will see now, and this is fairly bad for me, because we traded 6. Now previously my plan was to be evasive and yeah, just win by sinking him once and surviving myself. Now with this damage I will get sunk, so I will have to go for the 2-1 sink count instead of a 1-0 sink count. Maybe I can win with a 1-1 sink count, but then I will have to get some points here or there, because I was behind after sinking him for some points. I think he might do pause right here or something. He did pause forward, pause right, I think. Doesn't matter too much. So yeah, I start working on that thing where we get 1-1 in sink count. Then I would have to make up a few points. So here I just go for a hotspot, and he has to turn into me. Well, he doesn't have to, but he turned into me. Before sinking, I just tried to get a bit more of that point difference up. So I'm just hitting the hotspot once again here. Getting another 2 points. Now if he sinks me, we're even on sinks, but the point difference will not be too big. He will only be up like 4 points if he sinks me. 4 or 5. Well, initially I was actually down 8 points. So yeah, he sinks me here. I have to make another sink or catch up a few points he will be up. I think it will be around 4 points. So I'm gonna go a bit further again. So here, yeah. Next turn I can do a right, left, left. He can counter it left, right, right, but he shouldn't do that. He's not gonna sink me on 7 minutes 55. And we're 4 points difference. This move, if he sits, then I will just bump him, then do a right forward. I will be covering 6 points, which is good for me. And there's not much moves he can actually make in which he covers all points and doesn't get shot. I don't know what move he actually made. Yeah, he just passed on first. I'm covering 2 now, so this is good. He covers this one, so I'm only getting a one shot. Here, you should never forget to shoot both sides. He might do something fancy like right forward, try to get me off points. So that's why you always shoot both sides. At this point, I'm in doubt what I should do. I can either go for another sink on him, win by 2 on sink count, or just win on points. Normally, whenever you're on 1-1 sink count, you should figure out for yourself, are you going for another sink, or are you trying to win on points? I didn't make my choice yet. I was happy to just pick up 1 point, and now I decide to actually go a bit more aggressive. Because sinking him would be a nicer way to win though. If you really play for money or something though, then you shouldn't count on which is the nicest way to win. The left didn't work for me here, but the reason I made it though was to counter him going into the whirlpool left, right, forward or something like that. Might actually do that because the whirlpool keeps it somewhat safe for him. Because if he bumps me there, he gets to this square and he's somewhat safe, and he counters me just going into that rock really well. Yeah, I decide to be aggressive, so I go for a right forward here. Here again, it's a small difference, and he knows he will have to keep his points. He thinks here it's safe for him to sit, because he thinks most of the time I will just do forward, right, something like that, because left, right is actually a bad move. But here, I won't sink anymore. I have low damage, it's only 5 minutes, so I can actually take the left, right. It's a really aggressive move, and this is what I want to have in this situation, because I have to make another sink. You don't expect me to make left, right, because in most cases it's a bad move. Here it works though. So it's just a prediction based on how the game is going and how both of us have to play it. Just another, somewhat aggressive move again. Trying to trade some shots. He actually missed his shot. He might do a forward again here, so I think I will do left, pause, left. Or left, pause, right, hitting the hotspot again. I'm still not sure if I will make another sink on him, so I still have to try getting some points as well. So I get 3 points here, which is good. I still have both options open at this moment. I can still go for the double sink, I can still win on points. Get another 2 points here. So I'm gonna see if I can give him some more shots and still hit the hotspot again. If he just does a right, he will get up shots on me, but that's no problem for me, because he won't sink him. At this point, the only thing that matters is how much I can shoot him. I actually wanted to do a left on the last turn there instead of a forward, but I didn't take the right box right here to spawn right move. Here we see, I think he sinks, yeah, he sinks here. I'm very low damage as well, so yeah, that's most of it, I think. He doesn't return to cluster anymore, but yeah, the game is over right here. Initially I tried to focus a bit more on shots than on points. There's one move with the rock where it bugged, kind of messed with my strategy, but the most important thing is just that you always have to focus on whether you will go for a win on sinks or just a win on points. Yeah, I think that's it. I didn't discuss most of his nav style, so that's a choice I made because I don't want to discuss people's nav style in my videos. It wouldn't be fun for them if I talked about their nav style, because then they wouldn't sim me anymore either. I'm gonna stop it here. Thanks for watching. See ya.